An elite squad of nano-enhanced soldiers join forces with the faction to put an end to 15 years of unnecessary bloodshed under the brutal dictator Sopot. Red Faction 2.
Hello there, SteelSnake72 with my Red Faction 2 PS4 medium difficulty playthrough. This is still level 10, and this is the REPTA boss fight, which takes place in this very odd room. This is a really cool fight. I like this one a lot. It's a very quick one. It's not too long because you are going to fight REPTA again, but it can be quite a tricky one. But it's all about finding the right position. But you can follow this through, and I think you'll find this guy not too challenging. It's probably my favourite fight in the game, to be fair. And I've got a lot of fails actually this fight, so you've got to be careful of the edges in the centre because you'll get killed by that electric wire. But distance is key. That's the absolute main thing with this boss fight. Because if his grenades have quite a spread on them, so if you're in close, though, they'll seem to group together, and if they all hit you at once, I'm fairly certain they'll just kill you instantly, really. So it's very important that you keep your distance, use the most powerful weapons you've got, because they're the ones that are going to end this fight quickly. As I say, ammo's not really too much of an issue, similar to the Quill fight. And this is the kind of thing I like to do, head back and forth, and if he gets too close, keep running away, but keep checking all the areas, because the next thing you know, he'll be above you, dropping grenades on you. So look at the various platforms. Use your Wasp launcher, because I think that's the gun I like to use the most. Not best, but and the rail driver is actually quite useful here if you're quite good with it. I'm not the best with the rail driver, but unlike Quill, you'll be actually able to see REPTA through behind walls. I guess he doesn't have the same stealth technology, but there you go, guys. If he hits you like that, you lose so much health, and that's what makes this a real challenging fight. But it's not the most challenging fight, because REPTA Part 2, which is at the end of this level, is a hell of a lot more challenging. But distance is always key, similar to the Quill fight, which is weird because you think with a sniper being in close would help you in that one, but it doesn't seem to follow that logic. But be careful where you run, guys. I say I've got quite a few fail clips of me on this, because I nearly get hit by grenades there, where I've literally jumped off the edge and just fallen to my death, which is, that's always funny, I guess. And here I am trying to use this gun. Yeah, not the best choice. And as you can see, guys, he's putting me under some pressure, because this is not the best place to be. I'm not sure if the electricity hurts him. I can't confirm or deny that, actually. It may do, so maybe that's a good idea to get him in the centre of the map, where the electricity is flying. Don't worry, guys, you don't have to completely deplete his health for this. I'm not sure how much of his health you have to deplete, but it's definitely not the full bar. And this is the ideal situation we're here, because you can see the grenades coming from a mile away, and they don't even seem to reach all that much, and you can put him under some serious pressure. And yeah, I mean, the life bars can be intimidating, because the game doesn't seem to give you much feeling of taking much away with each hit, but it definitely decreases. Because I mean, we've almost killed him here, but it doesn't feel like you're doing the damage all the time. But just keep putting him under the pressure. Don't think about the life that he's got left. Just keep firing your grenades or whatever you've got against him, and he won't last too long. Yeah, the grenades are an odd one. So if they hit you on impact, they'll explode instantly, but most of the time they'll just lay there for a few seconds. But they're quite difficult, so there's such a spread on them. But I like the setting of this. I like the whole design of this little area. I think it's really cool, and it's quite intense. It's just a really cool level. I just really like this game, I guess, if you couldn't tell. So that's it. Try and keep your eyes on him. Maybe you can sort of use the rail driver as a way of identifying him, and then switching back to your other guns to then fire on him. But the switching can be quite slow. It's not like modern day where you just pick a gun, press triangle because they carry two. You can carry every single one, and your menu gets quite bloated. So not much left in him now, guys. Just keep trying to find him, keep hitting him. He's not too hard to see as I take one right in the left side of the face. A bit different to taking a left hook, though. That's more of a, just a real smash. As you can see, guys, I think the electricity does do some damage to him, because his health's depleted quite massively. Don't try and... There you go, and then that'll do. And there goes Repta. Well, there are some ways to die, and that's not a cool one. Don't go screaming like that. But that's not the end of Repta. We will see him again. But that's the end of the first boss fight with Repta. You know, quite a simple one. And then trying to find your way out of this room is actually a bit of a pain. But you'll want to immediately pick up his gun. So remember where you killed him, because here it is, the anti-personnel. Apparently that's what it is. But it's an awesome gun. Fires so many grenades. It's just a shame you don't get to use it all that much. It's not the most practical thing, and you're gonna be spending most of this level in the battle armor, so there's not much opportunity to be firing the grenade launcher at him. But you do get to use it on some of the bosses, I suppose, that are coming up. But congratulations on beating Repta, yeah, and we're going to carry on now, and you get a bit of shooting. As I say, we're going to be spending most of this level in the battle armor as we get to the end of this playthrough, which makes me a bit sad. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed commentating over it. And then we'll have to move on, and I'm not too sure what'll be coming up next on the channel, guys, to be honest with you, because I haven't really planned ahead. I just sort of thought I'll do a Red Faction 2 playthrough to kick us off, because I think it was my first game ever. Can never really confirm or deny that completely, because I mean I can't really remember when I was 4 all that well, sadly. But in terms of what's going up on the channel, not from me but from Warrior, I've seen some footage of a Minecraft series that he's going to be starting. Black Ops 3 gameplay, he's wanting to put that up. I think he'll be talking about what he wants to see from World War II, because obviously that's the person you want to be seeing. And what was really cool is we did have a Titanfall 2 video to go out, quite a long one of us just playing together. It would have been the first time we'd done a dual commentary. We've had a bit of a nightmare on the technical front though, unfortunately, because it appears that it didn't save both our audio, and I was a bit upset because it was working before, but the actual clip, it hasn't worked. So hoping though that can be salvaged, because if Warrior X, he also recorded the gameplay just for safety, hopefully he's recorded both of our voices, so in that case he'll be able to put it up there, because it was if not, we'll do it again, it'll be absolutely fine, and who knows, maybe it'll be better. We've had the practice now, but because you may say, why don't you just do a dual commentary, post commentary, the pair of you? But the commentary was so in the moment, and the games were so good, which is why I'm a bit sad if we have to do it again. But that's the ups and downs, isn't it? And it serves as a lesson. I have to be more vigilant in checking what I'm doing. But it is a shame, because I mean, well, Titanfall 2, what a game! And it'd been a while since we played it as well, and so we were quite happy with the gameplay we got. And at least we're not too rusty for it, as I'm having difficulty getting through a door. Probably got something to do with all them freaks stood there. When it comes to the battle armor, guys, I like to just hold down all 4 trigger buttons and just fire literally every single thing. Now, this is in terms of this moment in the game, it's a moment where you're sort of blowing up this base. It's a bit generic, to be fair, guys. It's there's not too special this moment. It's funny. Oh, the creepy Spider-Mans are back, but I've got a battle armor, so fuck you. You've got to destroy these free coolants, because why is it always free? Like, don't get me wrong, it's so much better than like Black Ops 3's ending, like destroying those free like hearts or whatever. That was the absolute worst. And look at that, it's locked. Do you know when you had to open doors in games, especially like Medal of Honor? It would like say, this door will not open, this door is locked. But then you played Call of Duty for the first time and it said you will never have to open a door. It actually said that to you. Wow, what a big thing that was. But in terms of if you want anything more from Red Faction 2, guys, I'm more than willing. If you want to, I could chill on some multiplayer with it. I could set up the bots to do some cool stuff. I could do some funny stuff with the cheats. I could put all my deaths into one montage from the playthrough, and like put them together in a funny clip, because there wasn't too many deaths in this. I played this game a bit too much for me to be dying that much, but I could do some funny stuff with it. A few deaths here and there. I mean, there are some funny ones from that first Repta fight, in all seriousness. Me jumping around and then like literally starting the fight and like, this is the time I'll beat him, and just like jumping off the edge. And here's some epic rail driver goodness, which I just love. I mean, shooting through walls, wall hacks. I remember when Black Ops 2 announced, they showed that really cool sniper that was only in like 1 level, unfortunately, which is fine, to be fair. It stopped it getting boring and made it quite unique. And everyone was like, oh my god, that's going to be a nightmare online, but thankfully I don't think it made an appearance online, because I can't remember the name of that sniper. And I do tell a lie, because if you beat the game on Black Ops 2, of course, with the ability to make your own loadout, you can, oh, here we go, that is the time to use that gun. What I love it. I just love that gun. This is when Red Faction is at its absolute best. But that sniper rifle, yeah, you use it for... You can use it whenever you want when you finish the game. Because, I don't know, I don't think I experimented enough with Black Ops 2. Like, I've done the campaign quite a fair few times now. Done it on Veteran, of course, and that game's really easy on Veteran. But I never experimented with the loadouts, which is a shame, because there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. You know, if you want to mess around with it and, like, use your future guns in the 1980s sections, you can absolutely do that. But, Black Ops 2 is probably my favourite campaign out of the bunch, you know. I think it's probably the best. It's a close one between that and COD 4. COD 4 is paced so well. But Black Ops 2, you know, I remember thinking those choices, this whole choice thing was going to be a really tacky business, but you know what? They should be proud of the job that they should be proud, Treyarch, of the job they did with that game. That's right, spiders, run away from me. I'm the big boy now. But they should be proud of the job they did. They did an excellent job with Black Ops 2 story. It was well written as well, and I think that came from having actually like a proper writer on there. Person who did like the Dark Knight Rises, I think. I can't remember. Might have been the Dark Knight. One of the Nolan trilogy films, but it definitely showed Menendez easily the best villain the series has probably ever had. You know, because the villains were always just tacky. I mean, even in COD 4, this game that I always go on about, you know, Imran Zakhaev was just this generic Russian communist. I don't even, who even knows? Just a Russian, and Makarov, I mean, literally a Bond villain, and like a really generic Bond villain. Who's, I mean, he's literally his plan is to just blow up Europe, isn't it? Interesting one, really. There's not much special about it. As I don't want to leave the battle armor here, I'm like, I want to keep firing all the weapons, and this is fun, taking damage while I'm not in. I'm not actually playing. I love that. My favourite thing about games. I love how I still got the like starting pistols as well, because you know, I'm going to use those, aren't I? I'm going to definitely use those in this game. I think I used them once. As we're going to destroy the second of the free storage thingies. It's always free, isn't it? You know, this oddly gives me some Medal of Honor Rising Sun vibes. Just in the sense that we're sort of like near water. I don't know why, because of course Medal of Honor Rising Sun ends on that aircraft carrier, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm not taking stuff from them, I'm just gonna burn them. As the enemies start doing some weird poses at this stage, actually, and I think we're gonna get introduced to a new enemy in the not too distant future. I love this, using an elevator as well. Good old elevators. As a Metal Gear. Can you imagine Metal Gear Rex in an elevator? I can't. No. But as I was saying, you know, Menendez was such a well-written character who actually had quite a compelling backstory. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing groundbreaking or anything, but for Call of Duty, it was miles better than anything we'd ever seen. And the choices weren't tacky. I mean, what, there were like 6 different endings, like I think like around that number of combinations that you could have, and you know, for like a 4-hour game and a linear FPS. That's not too bad, and a lot of the choices you didn't really see. Don't get me wrong, I think some of them were stupid, like the Mason one. Like Mason being alive if you shot him in the leg twice. Because that's not obvious, like even if you know that that's not Menendez under the bag. The game doesn't really give you much of an inkling, it doesn't give you enough of an inkling that you can not shoot Mason. Because I think like everyone, you feel compelled to shoot him in the head. I mean, who would have known to shoot him twice in the leg and that would keep him alive? And the question is, yeah, where has he been for like 30 years? That doesn't make much sense, does it? And here's the third container, I think. Anyway. I don't actually know. Either way, but I actually think the story works better if Mason dies. It makes more sense. Because I think I like the ending. The ending if it's a bit mixed up and a bit twisted. Because to get the best ending, you've got to kill like Harper, haven't you? Which is a bit sad. You don't really want to do that. And that's right, yeah, you just gotta... I don't think you have to leave a demo charge on that one, you can just blow it up and carry on. And don't worry too much about the battle armor health, guys, because it it always comes back once you've completed checkpoint. There's a nice little welcoming party is ready for me. Those are definitely the moments when you want to hold down all 4 of the shoulder buttons, 2 miniguns, the fire and the rockets, as this place starts blowing up all around you. Because why not? Because we love explosions. But yeah, I mean, Black Ops 1, did Black Ops 1 have a villain? Yeah, of course it was. Oh, it was the 3, wasn't it? Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner, all must die. No, you know, I apologise for that terrible accent I just put on, but Gary Oldman was so good to the series. I loved him. But yeah, those were all generic. They were more Bond villains than anything. Like Dragovich was basically Makarov, but in the 60s. And Kravchenko is just his James Bond hench villain. Guys, whatever you do, do not wake up that battle armor. And maybe you can get it to fight with you. I don't know. I thought you could, but do not do it.
I'd like to introduce you to my nano-elite. They are the ultimate warriors, processed with none of the defects of previous generations. They make you obsolete.
Yeah, and here you go, some new enemies, which just take a few more bullets than the rest. I don't really understand the point of introducing more enemies at this point. It doesn't add much, because you're not going to fight them on foot. Like, you barely are. There's like one section you're going to fight them on foot with. I think Red Faction 1 did a much better job of introducing new enemies, because it only did it once, really. Like, in terms of, like, human enemies. You got the Ultor, as I try and say this word again. You get those normal guys, and then about the halfway point through the game, when you're winning all the time, and you can't not kill them civilians. That's bullshit, by the way. But you fight all them guys, and then the mercs come in, which is when the game, and that's about halfway through, and that's when the game gets really good, or at least a lot more challenging as well. But this game keeps introducing new enemies, but it's not always to better effect, I don't think, because they're not that distinct. I mean, the only difference is these guys look a bit cooler and they're red, whereas the other ones were blue. And as I say, you're only going to fight them on foot once, and they seem to take very similar damage. Who knows, maybe the game could have done with being a bit longer, but it was a short game. And I always wonder about the development of this game. Was it pushed out the door? I can't tell you that. I don't know. And I tell you what, I think the level design can be a bit confusing here, because there are times when I've literally gone the wrong way. And I have to say, there's some bullshit here with putting the civilians in there to get you basically making you get the crap ending, because how the hell am I supposed to not fire my rockets when there's another Metal Gear there? And I'm going to keep saying Metal Gear, because why not? I think we're coming soon up to the REPTA, the second REPTA boss fight, which is a little bit different from the first one, because it can close the distance on you a lot more. But I think a lot of it depends on what kind of AI you're up against, whether REPTA feels like being an absolute badass, or whether he feels like being useless. And I think he'll be just after the Starship, and I feel like just blowing everything up, because why not? And if I remember, it should be just after this bit here. There he is. And we're sort of in a freezer sort of room, and this, I don't like this part of the fight, guys. I really don't. All REPTA does is go from side to side. I keep trying to predict which side he's going to at the start, but then I just decide, no, I'll just focus on one area. Because none of your weapons really overheat, just fire all 4 shoulder buttons and just keep firing, because he'll keep popping his head out. Don't even bother about the guys, you know, up on the balconies, because you've got enough health, because you'll start at 100. Just focus on getting as much of his health down as you can. And obviously dodge the shot grenades. That's what makes this really tricky. Because what the shot grenades basically do, they basically completely invert your controls. So left is right, right is left, up is down, and down is up. So you think you can try and get the hang of it next time you get shocked, but it's difficult because for your brain to register it and to move effectively, but then it only lasts for a few seconds, it's hard to get it down. And when you play against the bots online and they start spamming those things, it can be hellish. But use it to the bots yourself, I guess. So I mean, I like that because you can still sort of fight if you're really good at remembering that the controls are switched on you. And this is what you want to do for this fight, guys. Do not worry about your health. Just keep firing. Because thankfully, REPTA carries his health in. You know, he carries his health from this bit up to the next stage, which is actually a good thing. As you're just gonna hear endless fire now. Yeah, I don't rate this part of the fight, but the second half is cool. And then do enough damage and he'll piss off. As I say, his health will stay over, and I actually deplete a fair bit of his health on this one. And so you want to follow him. Unfortunately, you can't take the battle armor with you, so say goodbye to the battle armor. It's been fun. It's a shame it never got much of an upgrade, like it stays the same for all of it. As I think I've gone the wrong way. No, I've gone the right way this time. So goodbye battle armor, and this is quite... I have a horrible start to this fight because thankfully the game replenishes all your health and that, but I was trying to switch to the right weapon and it didn't go well. I think I pressed the grenades instead of like switch weapons or something. I'll see anyway. Yeah, there you go. I blew myself up. Thankfully REPTA only has a quarter of his life, but as you can see he can now jump about, and distance is even more key because if he gets close to you, and you'll see it because he does, he has the same effect as a shot grenade of just getting close to him. Thankfully the game, it works on the same sort of Metal Gear logic, you know, ammo's going to replenish around you. So keep putting him under that pressure. And use your biggest weapon, because I've no reservations about ammo at this point, guys, because after you do this fight, there's literally like 2 more loading screens worth of fighting enemies, and you'll have enough standard ammo to get through them, and then it's the final boss, and you're all but done. It's interesting how these older games, like when you get to the second half, like the last hour of gameplay or so in a lot of olden games, like isn't like the proper actual gameplay. It's just boss, cutscene, like a bit of fighting, then boss, then like cutscene, I guess. I mean, Metal Gear really embodies that, I think, quite a lot, apart from MGS5, of course. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 2, like basically the end, like after you've I mean, the last time you do any proper sneaking is when you go into Emma Emmerich, and as soon as you've got her, it's all like scripted sections from that on. There's no more like general stealth. It's all either fighting, and this is the scary moment when REPTA does this. As I get into a bit of a slugging match with him and blow myself up for good measure. But here's a chance to use his own gun against him. Sadly, it's not as effective as I would like, because I don't quite understand how that gun works. Just because you don't get a lot of time to play with it. And this is the worry when he does this, as my brain tries to figure out what to do, but I'm taking a lot of damage. And I decide to go for broke here, guys. It's a bit ballsy, but I think we're both going to slug for it, because we're both coming towards the end. It goes very Rocky Balboa, you know, in these last few moments. So I just sort of think we'll both go for it, screw it. Thankfully I have some wasp ammo left, and I'm like trying to reload, it's getting a bit desperate. Just fire. I'm thinking he's only got 1 more hit or so, I've got very little life left. And here's the moment I'm thinking, my life is out of my hands, guys. This is complete RNG. I'm in the hands of the gods. Thankfully REPTA decides to be nice and not shoot me, but this is very nerve-wracking because I don't want to do this fight again, because you have to do the whole part, you have to do the battle armor bit again. So I'm just praying. We've got 1 more round left, and thank God. I can't tell you how much my heart was pounding at that moment. That was very scary, but REPTA's going to blow up, a la Metal Gear Solid 3. All it needed for him was to go REPTA, the REPTA, I guess. And then I get scared that something's going to drop on me. That'll be quite... Do not fall in the water, guys, whatever you do, because the water's like an instant kill under there. Because the last thing... Because this isn't... There's no save point, you know, if I die now and blow myself up, I'd have to do it all again, so... And I don't even know when I pick those things up, but... You've done the boss fight, so well done, guys. That's the end of the video. Next part is the last one. Please tune in for that one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.